Hello and welcome to Community Conversations. I'm your host, KK Konashiro. Every spring, the Fremont Unified School District takes on the task of selecting one educator as its Teacher of the Year. Each of the district's 42 schools nominate one teacher they feel serves the needs of his or her students and fulfills the Fremont Unified School District's mission to educate, challenge, and inspire. Out of the many deserving candidates, one stood out amongst the rest. With us today to talk about her award and her teaching career is Grimmer Elementary School's Victoria Quintana, along with her principal, Miss Judy Nye. And of course, our favorite co-host this year is Dr. Raul Zamora. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate this and congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to start my first question with Dr. Zamora because for someone who's watching this, has never heard of this, how does this start? How does this take place? Does this start like in January to select the winner in spring? How does the ball get rolling on this?
That's correct. It happens in the springtime, and you are correct. It is a difficult task. It is just unbelievable because we have such great teachers here and certificated staff that really represent what Fremont's all about. And each of the site principals, they get to nominate one of their teachers or a certificated member to come up, and they get interviewed by a panel. So it's actually an interview process that each person comes in and interviews about what they've done and why they're serving our students in such a great capacity. And from that slate, then we have one person that is nominated as the teacher of Fremont Unified. So it's an extensive process, but it really just, we put the committee to task because they really have to make a decision. We put them, you got to decide, but we want to decide all of our schools, and they can't. So they do a great job, and each year it's just fabulous to be at this event because you get to see all of the humble teachers that speak or certificated staff, and they say, you know what, I'm here representing my staff, not myself. Every year that I've attended, each nominee has said that. It is just a fabulous accolade that they speak about their colleagues. And so from this point, tomorrow we get to go to the Alameda County Year Teacher of the Year, and then they get to select from our county one nominee as well to go to the state. So I'm just always impressed about our teachers and our certificated staff that they come together and celebrate this momentous occasion.
Now, this committee you spoke about, is it all school administrators, parents?
It's a varied committee, so we have principals, we have administrators, we have school district personnel come in together. It's all organized by our director of certificated, Sherry Strasbaugh. So there's a lot of effort put into this, so it's a great event.
How long does the committee take to make this happen? When did they start and how?
So they have to first do a paper screening of all the applicants, and then they go through that process. So that's probably about a 3-4 hour process, and then they get together again to start the interview process of all the candidates.
Okay, so Ms. Principal.
It puts a lot of pressure on us.
Yes.
Because we are the ones that are nominating.
Yes.
And so we have to really put in those few words that we get, all the things that we want to say about the candidate. So I took a long time trying to work the wording because I wanted to highlight Vicki and let everybody know how wonderful she was. So.
Has a candidate ever said to you, no, I can't do this, no, don't do that, no?
What did you tell me when you first? She was funny because she told me. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was like, no!
Something like that.
Why? Why not somebody else? You know,
so
there's other people that could take this, you know.
So when a teacher does say that to you, what do you say to them to change
I think
their mind?
after she said that, she realized that it was a very big honor, and she said thank you, and she didn't mean to come across like she didn't want it.
It's true.
But it was that was her reaction because you feel so humble, and there's a lot of teachers, so to be the one that you choose is quite an honor, and it's kind of
Yeah, I mean, I get to see around me so many teachers that are doing such a great job, and I'm thinking, me? You know, like, what about this person? Do you see what they're doing? And look what they're doing, you know, so.
So let's talk about you for a second. How long have you been teaching?
I think this is my 20th year.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
And you told me before we started filming, but tell our viewers, what grades do you teach?
I'm not a traditional type of teacher. I'm a teacher on assignment.
Okay.
So I work with students in elementary school from kindergarten through 6th grade.
Nice, nice. So the teacher is the one that has to go through the interview process?
Correct.
What was that like?
A little nerve-wracking,
Yeah.
you know that you're not really sure what you're going to be asked, and
Right.
but I kind of thought, well, what would I want them to know, and so I just came with what I'm doing and the things that I'm working on, the things that I'm proud of, and was able to share that with them.
Yeah. Did you ever think that you would be the teacher of the year?
I don't know. I mean, probably not before all this. I mean, like once the interview process came out, I thought, okay, who knows? You never know, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think I really believed that it would be me. Yeah.
Well, it's been a few months now. How's it feel?
It still feels somewhat surreal,
Yeah.
and I still feel like I don't know. Sometimes you just feel so humbled. You feel like honored and humbled, because there's so many people that are doing such a great job all around you.
Okay.
And then I also feel honored because I know that I represent a lot of people, in the different groups that I work in. Like, for example, I'm really proud of our Spanish dual immersion program,
Yeah.
and I'm really happy to be somebody that sheds light on that, and to use this format to be able to talk more about things like that.
That's great. Now, how was she notified? Does the committee tell the principal and the principal tells her? Or
No,
does
it was at the ceremony with all of the teachers, one from
Nice.
every site.
Nice.
And then they were, well, I guess you had the top 10, and then the top 10 stood up, and then they announced it that day. So it was pretty exciting.
Could you believe it?
I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had the loudest cheering squad, I'll just
Oh, I
say
bet she
that.
did. I bet.
I thought that was probably the best part of it, is to see the reaction of your family and
Yes.
the friends that were there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to speak to that, because I was just touched by their love for you. It really came across, and they were so proud. I think that was the most momentous part for me, to see that.
Yeah,
on your
it
part.
it just kind of reminds you how much people appreciate you. It feels good, and my family was there, my friends were there,
Yeah.
and my staff was there, like in
Oh, nice.
huge numbers.
Nice.
And that's why it was probably so loud, because and then also through the years you get to know people, and there were a lot of people that are not on my staff that I've worked with when we've done things with math or Spanish dual immersion, or when I've been on a leadership team or a task force. So when I looked out into the audience, I really saw a lot of my peers
Nice.
in the room. So I think that kind of is why that happened.
So what'd your students think?
Oh, they
Went crazy.
Yeah, I have a kind of a funny anecdote, because after that I was actually on yard duty that week, and so I was out on the playground, and kids would walk by like, oh my God, that's the teacher. Like, I was here yesterday.
We made it a big deal on
Oh, good. I was
campus
just
and
gonna ask
announced
about
it
that.
to
Good.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sent a flyer out, I think the day after, to all the families in our
Nice.
Thursday update folder. And we put it on our marquee, and we had a Victoria Quintana day.
Nice.
And they sang songs, and
Yeah, it was pretty.
we got to
awesome.
sit in a chair of honor and
Yeah.
got
It
gifts.
was a windy day, but it was a good day.
It was a good
Yeah.
day.
But yeah, the different kids, they performed some songs for me, and they were all
Aw.
kind of appropriate. Like, they did the song "Cheerleader." I don't know if you know
Yes,
it, but
yes.
and then they
Hey, Vicky.
yeah, they changed they changed "Hey Mickey" to "Hey Vicky."
Vicky.
Yeah, and
They
so
had
it
their
was-
sunglasses and their
yeah.
Converse on,
and they danced. And
Oh,
because she
cute.
wears Converse. if you
I'm
haven't
always
noticed.
wearing
Oh, are
Converse,
you?
so it was
Okay.
Converse Day.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
This is great. Now, again, as we said earlier in the show, there's a lot of great teachers that we are lucky to be blessed with and rich with. What do you feel the attributes that got you nominated, that you think you have?
I think I'm a leader, and I think I think I'm a good communicator, and I listen to people and treat people with respect. I mean, like, it's those really simple things, respect other people's opinions. I'm a collaborator, and willing to work. So I think those
That's great.
yeah,
Now,
simple things.
you said it earlier that, your staff is just a great system of support for you,
Yes.
and that you've made a lot of connections throughout your career, and you've noticed a lot of people in the audience that you've worked with, your peers. Can you talk about the importance of having this kind of support and what opportunities it has given you?
Sure. I mean, everyone needs a support system,
Yes.
right? So not every day is a great day, you know? And so when you come to a place where you have people that are supporting you and uplifting you when maybe you're not at your best that day, it really makes you better. It makes you have to push past that and be better for them. And so I've always had that kind of support from people, and it's nice to have that. And it's also great when things are great, because you have these people to celebrate with, right? And you have these people like, we've accomplished this, we've done this. Like, one thing we've done at our school is we've incorporated PLCs, and we've gone really, full steam ahead with it. And it's something that we're celebrating because it's...
Okay, educate me. PLCs?
PLCs is the professional learning communities. And so basically it provides teachers time to work together.
Nice.
And really manage what they're going to do with students throughout the school, and really see it as a team as opposed to isolated teachers.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's something that we've worked towards, and we've seen some success with. And
Victoria has been instrumental in that rollout. She is our MTSS coordinator, which is part of the PLC movement, so she supports all the teachers. But also, she's been at Grimmer a long time, much longer than I have, and they're friends. We are friends. We care about one another, and she's one of the reasons why.
I have a feeling, even though she brags about her great support system, I bet if something happens, she's right there.
Absolutely.
She's the first one on site. Am I not wrong?
She's the admin designee, and anything she gets called. Yeah.
That's great.
They can't reach me, they reach her.
That's great.
I think one of the areas that also helps with Grimmer is Judy's leadership, which allows for a person like Victoria to flourish even further.
Nice.
I think that the addition of having Judy there complements all the work that Victoria's doing, and building that Grimmer community speaks really highly of what's going on at Grimmer.
It's a team, though. It's really a great team.
Yeah. Okay. Now, at Grimmer, though, you have the official title of being intervention specialist. Can you explain what that is and what that means?
Sure. That means that we're really looking at children and seeing where their level is, right? So we're providing special support that is differentiated for them, that they're getting the kind of education that they need at their level.
Okay.
So students don't always come with all the same set of skills.
Wait,
right?
what?
Students don't come to school with all the same set of skills. And so, we have to really work to try to meet them where they are. And an intervention could mean, giving some extra support to some students that might need an extra push, or challenging students that, might need an extra push, outside of their grade level, or to think even further outside the box.
Okay, so if a parent notices something wrong with their child and they're not getting whatever's taught in class, they can come to you and talk to you first?
Usually they would come and talk to their teacher, and then also as within these teacher groups and these, like I mentioned, PLCs where they're a team, usually they'll be able to identify students there.
Okay.
And they would be able to say, hey, we want to work with this, and sometimes it might not involve me. It might involve me just trying to help them make a plan, or sometimes I might be actually involved.
You just want to hold that?
Yeah, I'll just hold that. I might be actually involved in teaching that group.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier in the show the Spanish immersion program.
Yeah.
Now's your time to brag about it. Let's go. Tell me all about this.
Okay, so I actually started in the Spanish immersion program, and I was one of the first teachers in it when it began 20 years ago. And so throughout, I really believe in it because I believe in bilingualism, and I feel like it opens doors, and I feel like it connects people and allows them, gives them more opportunities to be able to influence others.
Right.
And also growing up as a Latina, I grew up, as a bilingual person, and it also means a lot to me in that sense as well.
Right. Now, when you're doing the Spanish immersion program, is it just one class, or do they take their whole day in the Spanish immersion class? How does this work?
So the Spanish immersion program, what we have here in Fremont is called the 90-10 model. And so what that means is that initially when students enter kindergarten and first grade, they're getting the majority of their day in Spanish because all around them is English. TV is in English. Their
Right.
community is all in
Okay.
English. And so they're getting bombarded in Spanish at school.
Nice.
And so as they move up the grade levels, because we want them to be bilingual, we don't want them just to only speak Spanish. So
Yes.
we start adding a little more English every year. So by 5th and 6th grade, they're getting 50% of the day in English, 50% of the day in
Nice.
Spanish, and they're bilingual,
Yeah.
they're biliterate, and you know they have that opportunity. And so recently we're going through a lot of changes right now, and we're unifying at a school next year, and so
Wow.
there'll be all the Spanish dual immersion students will be at one unified site. And also we've moved into junior high, so students are now able to continue learning in 2 languages all the way through. And so, you know, they say with people that speak 2 languages have more vocabulary, use more of their brain, are better problem solvers and critical thinkers. So, I mean, it's not just about, you know, being able to communicate, but also about exploring how
Right.
you can think.
Right.
Right.
This is great.
Yeah.
Well, we're at the end of the show. I can't believe how fast this went. You were fabulous, you were fabulous, and you were fabulous. But big congratulations to you. This is great. And I'm so happy I got to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the show. And from everyone here at Community Conversations, we appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Thank you.